Protagonist Pub. My name is Tammy, and this is my long overdue pile of possibilities for November. And I gotta tell you, the reading funk I have been in is, I think, over with. For the first time in over a month, I want to read. I am motivated to pick up a book and just plow through it joyfully. And it feels so good. I can't even begin to describe how good it feels. So, that being said, I figure a late pile is better than no pile. And keeping with my video in October, this is all possibilities. Some of this is already in progress. Some of them are going to take me much longer than a month to finish. And I'm okay with that. So, okay. First up, my Kindle. I've already read one book on my Kindle this month. This morning just loaded My Merry Christmas by Courtney Walsh. Trust the cover, not what's coming out of my mouth. It is the third book in what I believe is the trilogy of her hockey holiday sports romances. I enjoyed the first two, so I am looking forward to the Christmas installment. I will probably pick that up post-Thanksgiving because I tried a couple of Christmas books from the 1st of November until today. I'm filming this on Friday. And it's too soon. My brain is like, no, not yet. So I will at least pick that up at the end of the month. Will I pick up something else on Kindle? It's quite possible. Time will tell. Okay, I do want to get to this. This is No Paw to Stand On by Lori Cass. This is the 12th book in the Bookmobile Cat Mystery series. I own the 13th and most current installment in this series. It is upstairs. It is waiting for me. I just need to read this one. I have started this one, and I kept putting it aside because I wasn't quite in the mood. But I'm definitely in the mood. So, that's a definite yes. Okay, I didn't grab the dust jacket. This is Exodus, the Archimedes Engine by Peter F. Hamilton. This is hard science fiction. This is over 900 pages. I do not anticipate finishing this year or this month. I am currently on page 56 of... Oh, I'm sorry. It is 893 pages. So just under 900. This is the first book in a duology. The video game comes out sometime next year. Of those 56 pages that I have read, they have been brilliant. Amazing world building, amazing character work, engaging storytelling, and I'm putting the second book in the duology on order. It comes out in June of next year. Easy buy for me. Just easy buy for me. Okay, next up on the pile is Ordinary Grace by William Kent Kruger. As you know, this is the November 2025 book club read. And the last book club choice of the year, and as you know, book club is going on a hiatus for 2026, and I am looking forward to this. I hope all of you pick this up, whether or not you join us on Discord and talk about the book. William Kent Kruger is a brilliant author, and it's historical fiction. I cannot wait to dive into that book. Okay, next up would be Starship Troopers by Robert A. Heinlein. I am about just shy of halfway through this already. This is science fiction. It is quote unquote male science fiction. It's military science fiction would be the most accurate subgenre designation for it. And yes, there is a movie. I have not seen the movie. Hubby said, go read this. You will enjoy it. So far, I am. It is definitely very male centric, and I am not opposed to that by any stretch of the imagination. So, okay. And then I grabbed, Fireball, last one. Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. This was on the 25 and 2025 list that Dave and I did for Bookmas of 2024. Last one. Seriously, last one. Link that video down below and I will read you the back. Only once in a great while does a writer come along so original. Do you want a bath? I didn't think so. So original that he redefines the way we see the world. With Snow Crash, Neil Stephenson proves himself to be just such an author, weaving virtual reality, Sumerian myth, and just about everything in between with a cool, hip cyber sensibility to bring us to the giga thriller of the information age. In the real world, hero protagonist delivers pizza. But in the metaverse, he is a warrior prince, plunging headlong into the enigma of a new computer virus that's striking down hackers everywhere. Hero races along the neon-lit streets on a search and destroy mission for the shadowy virtual villain threatening to bring about infopocalypse. Snow Crash is a mind-altering romp through a future America so bizarre, so outrageous, you'll recognize it immediately. This will be my second Neil Stephenson book. I am slowly accumulating all of his books. An Anthem was just perfection. So he made me an instant fan and convert. Even if the science goes over my head, his world building and his characters are second to none. Just second to none. Next up is another science fiction book. That is The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. If you watched my fourth quarter Catholic genre fiction recommendations, which I will link down below, you will recall that I said I was in the process of buying this book. I have bought this book. And I'm about to buy, this is a duology, I'm about to buy the second book. Catholic science fiction. I have read a couple of pages, and Jesuits in space. While my personal views of the most publicity-seeking Jesuits is not high at the moment, in general, I love Jesuits. So, I'll read you the back. A visionary work that combines speculative fiction with a deep philosophical inquiry. The Sparrow tells the story of a charismatic Jesuit priest and linguist, Emilio Sandoz, who leads a scientific mission entrusted with a profound task: to make the first contact with intelligent extraterrestrial life. The mission begins in faith, hope, and beauty, but a series of small misunderstandings brings it to a catastrophic end. This 20th anniversary edition includes a new afterword by Mary Doria Russell about the writing of the novel and its relevance in the age of Pope Francis. Okay, so I may skip that afterwards. The first couple of pages were so compelling. Maybe I read the first chapter that I didn't want to set it aside, but I knew I had to because I wasn't quite ready, but I am ready. And I need to know. I really, really need to know. Okay. So I am also very much in the mood for fantasy. And I think I have pulled 2 books from my shelf. They are diametrically different, I am assuming. I have read neither author. I've heard nothing but praise for both authors, and I need to know more. So, first up would be my first Guy Gabriel Kay novel. That is All the Seas of the World. And I will read you the back. On a dark night along a lonely stretch of coast, a small ship sends 2 people ashore. Their purpose is assassination. They have been hired by 2 of the most dangerous men alive to alter the balance of power in the world. If they succeed, the consequences will affect the destinies of empires and lives both great and small. One of those arriving at that beach is a woman abducted by corsairs as a child and sold into years of servitude. Having escaped, she is trying to chart her own course and is bent upon revenge. Another sacrifice is a seafaring merchant who still remembers being exiled as a child with his family from their home for their faith, a moment that never leaves him. In what follows, through a story both intimate and epic, unforgettable characters are immersed in the fierce and deadly struggles that define their time. I've heard nothing but praise for Guy Gabriel Kay's writing, and this was, I believe, a Goodreads win. And what better place to jump in? And I'm intrigued. I am very, very intrigued. So that is the first choice. The second choice is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. This was a library find for me. This is the first book in the First Law series. And I know it is grim, dark fantasy, but I have also heard nothing but praise for not only the character work in this book, but the humor. And I know this is an ongoing series. I believe there's a trilogy for this, the first part of the world. So, I'll read you the back. Logan Ninefingers, infamous barbarian, has finally run out of luck. Caught in one feud too many, he's on the verge of becoming a dead barbarian, leaving nothing behind him but bad songs, dead friends, and a lot of happy enemies. Nobleman, dashing officer, and paragon of selfishness, Captain Giselle Dan son Luthar has nothing more dangerous in mind than fleecing his friends at cards and dreaming of glory in the fencing circle. But war is brewing, and on the battlefields of the frozen north, they fight by altogether bloodier rules. Inquisitor Glokta, crippled turned torturer, would like nothing better than to see Giselle come home in a box. But then Glokta hates everyone. Cutting treason out of the Union, one confession at a time, leaves little room for friendship. His latest trail of corpses may lead him right to the rotten heart of government, if he can stay alive long enough to follow it. Enter the wizard, Baez, a bald old man with a terrible temper and a pathetic assistant. He could be the first of the Magi. He could be a spectacular fraud. But whatever he is, he's about to make the lives of Logan, Giselle, and Glocka a whole lot more difficult. Murderous conspiracies rise to the surface. Old scores are ready to be settled, and the line between hero and villain is sharp enough to draw blood. Unpredictable, compelling, wickedly funny, and packed with unforgettable characters, The Blade itself is noir fantasy with a real cutting edge. I've heard that Joe Abercrombie reads quickly, and I am hoping that is true. It is, in this format, 527 pages. I am looking forward to this. I am in that kind of mood. So, okay. Another book I at least plan to start, and if I don't finish it this month, that's fine. This is the first book in the Father Elijah trilogy in the Children of the Last Days series. That is Sophia House by, who's this by? Michael O'Brien? Yeah, Michael O'Brien. This is Catholic dystopian fiction, and I will read you the back of this one. I've read the back of this one before, but I'm going to read it anyway. Sophia House is set in Warsaw during the Nazi occupation. Paweł Tarnowski, a bookseller, gives refuge to David Schaefer, a Jewish youth who has escaped from the ghetto, and hides him in the attic of the bookshop. Throughout the winter of 1942 to 1943, haunted by the looming threat of discovery, they discuss good and evil, sin and redemption, literature and philosophy, and their respective religious views of reality. Decades later, David converts to Catholicism and becomes the Carmelite priest, Father Elijah Schaefer, called by the Pope to confront the Antichrist, and Michael O'Brien's best-selling novel, Father Elijah and Apocalypse. In this prequel, the author explores the meaning of love, religious identity, and sacrifice viewed from two distinct perspectives. The cast of characters also includes the notorious Count Smokrev, a literate Nazi major, a French novelist, a terrifying Polish bear, the Russian icon painter Andrei Rublev, and Pawel's beloved Kalia, the elusive figure who moves through the story as an unseen presence. As the story unfolds, the loss of spiritual fatherhood in late Western society is revealed as a problem of language in the heart and soul, and is one of the gravest crises of our times. The story points the way to rediscovery of our Father in heaven, and also shows us the path to renewal of human fatherhood. It is a novel about small choices that shift the balance of the world. This is one of those novels that says, take your time with me and listen to what you are reading. So that's what I plan to do. I do own the rest of this trilogy, so I am looking forward to diving into that one. Okay, 2 more books. Starting November 14th, it is the second and final book in the In Memoriam to Charlie Kirk Reid, and that is The Anti-Mary Exposed, Rescuing the Culture from Toxic Femininity by Carrie Grass. I will link the respective video down below. I will tell you that the first book for In Memoriam, which is, and of course the name just flew out of my head. Not listed. The Marian Option is an absolutely life-changing read. It is beautiful and spiritual and reflective, and every chapter I learned something, and I have spent a considerable amount of time in reflection and prayer and hope because of that book. So I am very much looking forward to this. We're discussing these on Discord, which, as always, is linked in the description box down below. Okay, and last up for potential choices this month is a recent Goodreads win. It is under 300 pages. Yep. And I'm shocked I haven't read this yet. That is A Fashionably French Murder by Colleen Cambridge. This is the third book in the American in Paris series, which I read the previous 2 on. I've listened to the previous 2, and I can strongly recommend the audio for the previous two. They are fantastic. So, why, thank you, Fireball. Okay, last one for Dragon. You ready? I'll read you the blurb. If there's one art the French have mastered as well as fine cuisine, it's haute couture. No, I don't want it. Tabitha and Julia are already accustomed to sampling the delights of the former. Now fashion is returning to the forefront in Paris, as somber hues of wartime are replaced by vibrant colors and ultra-feminine silhouettes influenced by Christian Dior's new look. Tabitha and Julia joined a friend for a private showing at an exclusive fashion atelier, Maison Lannette. The event goes well, but when Tabitha returns later that evening to search for a lost glove, she finds the lights still on and the couturier dead, strangled by a length of lace. The shop's manager suspects that a jealous rival, perhaps Dior himself, committed the crime. Tabitha dismisses that idea, but when another body is found, it's apparent that someone is targeting the employees of Maison Lannette. Meanwhile, Tabitha's grand-père and Uncle Rolf are in the midst of their own design-related fracas as they squabble over how to decorate their new restaurant. There are strange break-ins at the nearby shoe store. But are the crimes related? It's up to Tabitha to don her investigative hat and find answers before someone commits another fatal fashion faux pas. Seriously, I have loved this series. I have never physically read one. I know that if it is not as good in physical format, I can get the audio from the library and I will devour it because the audio is truly fantastic. So we shall see. I'm very much looking forward to this. Okay, so that is my wholly unrealistic pile of possibilities for November. And I am okay with that. It feels good to be unconstrained by what I should be reading, and readathons and all of that. My soul feels lighter. So I hope you are all having a blessed November so far. I hope that your holiday celebrations are going well. I will say that this is in no way sponsored. I will say that if you are searching for a way to feed your family Thanksgiving dinner and money is a little tight this year, if you have an Amazon Fresh store near you, there is a Feed 5 for $25 deal going on at Amazon Fresh stores, which is an Amazon physical grocery store. Deals seem to vary a little bit by location, so you can look it up in your Amazon app or walk into your store and see what they have. I know that for our local store, which is well over an hour from my house, the price per pound for turkey in that deal is phenomenal. So I just thought I would throw that out there. I hope everyone is enjoying their reading. If you've read any of these, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you're doing for Thanksgiving. I'm interested. And I will see you here next time at the Protagonist Pub.